Today we're talking all about Shopify blogs, why every store should have one, and how a blog can help you to sell more products and build your brand. And not only that, we will discuss the type of content that you should be sharing, and we will finish this video by a step-by-step tutorial on how to set up your blog on Shopify. So let's get started. Let's start by talking about the elephant in the room. Most probably you have heard a lot of people saying that blogging is dead. AI is now replacing to a very large extent Google or the traditional search engines. Google's new AI overview comes at the top of the page and gives a direct, quick answer to any question we type within Google. And with tools like ChatGPT, for example, you don't see the articles anymore. You just see a summary of the ChatGPT answer or the AI answer. So yeah, traffic is changing, and the way people interact all over the internet is changing because of AI. And according to many studies that I have seen, the click-through rate can drop between 15 to 35% when the AI box appears. So yeah, if you're writing super generic posts, most probably people will read the AI summary and they will never click on your article, and you will start losing this traffic. So here is how I see it. Blogs are not dead, but they have changed. Blogs are not there anymore to get you SEO clicks only. They are now there to help you build your brand authority, to tell AI that your brand is an expert in this field. And not only that, they can be there to fuel your whole content strategy across all of your different social media platforms. And we are going to talk about all of this in details now. So here is why I think having a blog is still important even now with all the changes happening with online traffic. First, having a blog will help you to create better brand authority and will make AI understand easier what your brand is about and what type of customers do you serve. This should lead AI to recommend your products more and more when users ask directly for product recommendations. Always think about your blog posts as your main marketing engine machine. I like always to think about my blog posts as the main bigger type of content, and this content can be recycled into different other contents. So let's say, for example, you have an idea in mind and you have crafted an amazing blog post about it. The first thing that you can do is to turn this blog post into a YouTube long video. Then you can turn this long video into small pieces of content like shorts, reels, posts, and so on. This is gonna help you to always have ideas about what to post and also to help you stay consistent across all the different social media platforms. Also, blogs can be super important to retain your customers and fuel your email marketing strategy. When you share helpful pieces of content with your audience, this is gonna help them to like your brand more and to feel more loyal to this community or to this brand. So don't ignore this point. Email marketing is super important and can be your best strategy to retain your customers and to turn them into a community, people who actually love and adore your brand. And blog posts can help you do that because by writing them, you are providing valuable content to your customers, and most probably they are going to appreciate this a lot. And finally, I believe that blogs will remain a valuable source of traffic, at least in terms of quality, if not in terms of quantity. Why? Because so many people, if they are searching for a very detailed answer, they might not be satisfied with this small AI box they see at the top of Google page, and they might scroll. And when they do that, this signals to you that these are people who are very serious about what they are searching for. So in here, I think this traffic quality is going to be higher than the usual quality you receive on your store. Before moving into the technical part of setting up your blog and modifying the layout and stuff like that, I want to discuss a little bit how you can use AI in your creative process. I know many of people now are jumping to ChatGPT and they are simply like typing, write me a blog post about, and ChatGPT is returning and they are using this as a blog post. But this is definitely something wrong, and this is not how you should be approaching this. I recommend you to use AI in order to improve your content, in order to maybe correct the English mistakes, maybe help you with brainstorming ideas. But your creative process, the information you are including within your article should be something special and unique, and it should be based on your experience in your niche. So when it comes, for example, to getting ideas for your blog posts, instead of directly going to AI, what I recommend you to do is to actually look at your customers' reviews, see what type of questions they usually ask. Go back to your customer support and see what type of questions or maybe challenges your customers might be facing. You can even use AI at this stage to make your idea generation process smarter. So what you can do is that you can export all of your customers' reviews or chats you have with your customers and feed them to ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT to come out with a list of ideas based on this data. This is going to give you access to a bank of ideas that you can use for your blog posts. And you can repeat the same exercise by taking reviews from Amazon, other stores, and so on. And you can always ask yourself, based on what you know about your target audience and about your customers in general, about the best topics to write about, and so on. Don't rely entirely on AI because everyone else is doing so. You need to learn how to use it in a smart way. The second thing that you should do, and after writing a draft of your article, is to give it to ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT to rewrite it with your brand voice. When you read this article, the one ChatGPT create, you need to make sure that it feels like your brand, it feels like you. If it doesn't, you need to help ChatGPT to learn more how to tweak it in order to come from you. Or you can simply ask it to keep your draft as it is, as the original version. In order to get ChatGPT to write in your same way, you should be a ChatGPT user. You should always feed ChatGPT things from your site, articles, emails, talk with it, so it will learn more about you, and over time it will know more how to tweak and rewrite your article in a way that feels more like you. There are also so many other AI tools out there that can check out your blog article and make sure it flows naturally, that it doesn't look AI, and so on, and you can explore them. But I just wanted to give you a slight idea about the best way to tackle AI when it comes to blog writing and when it comes to blog management. Let's talk now about the technical part of creating a blog, and it's actually the easiest one if you know how to manage inside of Shopify. So from your Shopify dashboard, I need you to go to content and from there to blog posts. And you must know that within Shopify, you can create different blogs. And inside of each blog, you can have a different set of posts. So for example, if you sell groceries, maybe you want to have a blog for recipes and another one for healthy tips. So you can divide your articles between two different blogs and you can link to these blogs separately within your Shopify store. So here I am inside of the blog post, and the first thing Shopify is asking me to do is to create my first blog post. I always recommend you to keep your blog post idea very clear. So you are talking about one topic, right? Make sure that this topic is clearly mentioned on the title. But within the core, within the article core, make sure to stay concise and to use bulleted points. Remember, people don't usually like to read a lot, so make sure your blog post is easily scannable, and if you can link to your products in an organic way, in a natural way, this could be a very good plus. It's very important to use your blog posts to remind your customers or your subscribers or even visitors online about your products. And remember, we are going to use these articles within our email marketing strategy. So if an older customer is reading an article and we mentioned a product, this is going to be a big plus in order to push this customer into cross-selling and buying a second product, for example, from our store. But you must do it naturally, and the mention of the product should be within the flow of the article. So here I am. As you can see, this is a normal Shopify editor, and in here you start by typing your blog title, your blog article. So let's say, for example, we're doing an article about how to choose your best yoga mat. So we put the title in here. This title used to be the main keyword that your article might be ranking for. As again, this is changing with AI, but still the title should be relevant. It should be reflecting something customers search about. And in here, you start by putting the content. And as you can see, this is a rich text field where you can format text, give in here like different structure of the text, bold, use italic, do bullet points, add images, add videos, and so on. So you can go as creative as you can in here. And I highly recommend you now with the new AI thing to always use images and videos. This is going to give your article an edge that the small AI summary you find on Google or even ChatGPT answer can give, because you're adding data or information that those tools don't show within the answer. These tools will give you a summary of the answer. They will give you a research-based summary, but they won't show you images or videos. So if someone is looking for this type of content, they will be scrolling and heading down to the main articles. And in this case, you will be receiving this traffic and profiting from it. So make sure your article is also rich in terms of graphics. Once you finish setting up your article, you need to make it as visible. You can add an image, which is the main image of the article. And in here, you put the author name, you can add tags to it, and you can change the theme template. We're gonna talk about this in a moment, but first, let's put something within this article. So here is my article content, and as you can see, it's divided into points. I'm pretty sure you can do better than this. I've written this using ChatGPT, so it's not original at all, it's not unique at all. But let's say, for example, you sell yoga mats. So this is your niche, you know about yoga mats, you know what your customers care about, you know you as a yoga person cares about. So you can use all of this data, all of this information to make your article richer and to make it more relevant to your potential customers. Remember, AI can make everything not unique, but you are unique. Your business can be unique. The way you interact with your customers can be unique. So don't lose this just to use AI. Use this uniqueness in order to feed AI your own personality and use AI to improve your content with your own tone, with your own style, with your own information. So once you fill out the content in here, all you need to do is to make it as visible. I'm gonna choose any image from my database in here and click on save. So as you can see, now I have my first blog article. Now let's move back in here to our blog post links. And as you can see in here, we have this article, it's visible, it's written by me, and it is within the blog called news, which is the default blog by Shopify. Now let's say I want to create another blog for my recipes. You click on manage blogs and you click on add blog and you create a totally separate blog. So let's call it recipe and click on save. And let's in here allow comments as well and go back. As you can see now we have two blogs. In this one in the news, we need to allow the comment. And as you can see in this one, in the first one, in the news, we have one article. If we go back to our blog post, you will see that this article is within the news article. Now let's say we want to create an article, but this time on the second blog, we click on add blog post. We enter the title, the content, and yeah, I forgot to talk about this. And here you have the expert. So it's a small summary about your article, and it's very important to add it because when your blog posts are going to show on your blog page, you will see these small experts under the image, under the blog image. And in here, you click on make it visible. Let's call it anything. Click on save. And in here under blog, I'm going to choose recipe and click on save. So as you can see in this way, you can keep your blog posts organized between different blogs in order to show the different type of content you are sharing with your customers. Now let's talk a little bit more about the blog template and how you can choose or change your blog template. So we have written a blog post, and now if I preview it like this, you will see that this is basically a written text. So as you can see, this is my blog post, this is the title, it's written by me, I have the date, and when you scroll down, you see the blog information, the content, and then you will see this leave a comment and this information. This is defined by the blog template, and we are going to modify this blog template, for example, to include products, maybe include something about the brand, and so on. In order to change the blog layout, you go in here to online store. And under your published theme, you need to create or to change the layout of your blog posts. So you go in here, you click on homepage, and you go to blog posts. Remember, you go to blog posts. We are changing the blog post layout now. And you click on this one. This is the default one. So if we change this one, we are practically changing the layout for all blog posts. If we want to create a different template for blog posts, like if for some blogs we want to have product recommendations, for others we want to have just a brand mentioning or a small sentence about our brand, we can have different layout. Let's start first by changing the default blog layout, then we talk about creating another template. So you click here on it, and as you can see, it's previewing our layout. So you have first the hero banner, which is the part where you see the blog title. If you click on it in here, you can change some of the settings, and those settings are going to differ depending on the theme you are using. This is the Alchemy theme from Clean Canva. It's a very professional theme, so it has its own options. Maybe with a basic theme you will have less options, and as you can see, you can change everything. You can even change the image, modify whatever you want. Okay, under this you have the article, which is the main content. And as you can see, you have some settings in here to change. You can even have a tag. If you want to tag your articles by topic, for example, you can use tags. And under this article, let's say I want to add a collection feature. So I want to feature one of my collections. I will type in here featured collection, and I will, for example, feature my bestseller collection as an example. Since I don't have one, I will pick anyone from here, and in this case I'm showcasing these products, and I will click on save. Now all of my blog posts will have this section at the end because I have applied this layout to the default blog post layout, which is the default one for all blog posts. Now let's say I want to have like different layouts for some of my blogs. I will click here and click on blog posts and click on create template, and I will call it, for example, brand focused layout. I will click on create blog. What I'm going to do now is to change the layout of this page and apply it to only one blog, not to everything else. So I will go in here. So let's say, for example, I want to add a section talking about the brand in here. I will click on add section, and let me add, for example, this rich text section, and I can modify the content. And in this case, this layout is different than the other layout. I will click on save. If I want to assign this template to a certain blog post, all I need to do is to go back in here and to go to this blog post in here under content, blog posts. I will go to this one, and in here under layout, I will choose the brand focused layout. And by doing the same thing, you can create as much templates as you want. Also, I wanted to mention something very important. Let's say, for example, you want to use this layout for your blog posts, and you want to have a section where you are recommending products. But you want these products that you are recommending to be different from one blog article to another. In this case, you need just to make this section dynamic. And in order to do this, you need to use meta fields. So when you click on this section in here, instead of directly linking or choosing the collection, you connect to a dynamic source. You click here on connect dynamic source, and you need to create this dynamic source. Stay with me, because when you see this in action, you will understand it. So I will click on add meta field, and I will name it related blog article products, let's say. And this is going to be a list of products. So I'm recommending a list of products. So let me see in here under types what I find. I should have one which is collection. So I can choose collection and click on save. So now when I go back to my article, you will see that within the article options, I have a new field to fill. So if I go to this one in here and I scroll down, you will see that I have a new meta field, which is the related article products. Let's say, for example, in here, I want to link to my mats. I will click on save. But for my other article, I want to link, for example, to my leggings collection. So I'm going in here and I'm choosing in here leggings and click on save. Now I need to go back to my online store, to the theme editor. I will go back one more time to the blog posts, to the default one. And in here, For the featured collection, instead of linking to all products, I will click on Connect Dynamic Source, and I will connect the meta field I have just created. And then this way, the products that are recommended in here are going to be different from one article to another. Let me click on Save. And let's go back to our articles and make sure that we have assigned the right blog page templates to them. So for this one, we have the default blog post. Let me choose another. Let's make sure that this collection has some products on it. So let's go to Products, Collections, and let's go to Mats. Okay, so it has one product only and it's draft. So let me activate it in order to show. It has only one product and it's draft, so I need to activate it to make it live in order for it to show on my blog posts. Then I will go to the second article, so Content, Blog Posts, and let's see what collection did we link in here. So we linked the bottom collection. Let's go and see if there are products under this collection. So let's go to Bottoms. And it has some products in here, so it's fine. Now let's go back to our blog posts and let's preview them. So I will start with this first one. Let's preview it. As you can see now, when I scroll, I see my mat collection, which has only one product. If I preview this second article and I scroll down, I will see the bottom collection with these two products. So this is a very powerful thing to use in order to make sure that you are always recommending the right products under each blog post. If you are doing recipes, this is going to be super functional and super efficient. Now with the same logic that we have changed the blog post layout, we can change the whole blog layout. So if we go back in here to customize, and in here under this, you can see that you have a blogs page. So this is where you will see like the home page of your blog. In here, you will see the blog name and all the article listed. And this is the small extract I told you about. You need to set this up or Shopify is going to take the first few lines of your article and put it in here. So it's up to you. And your articles will be listed in here. And when you click here, you can change the way things look in here, so you can hide author, show published dates, and so on. Again, these are going to differ depending on the theme you are using. Thank you so much for watching this video and for staying up until the end. Creating a blog on your store is essential and I highly recommend you to never ignore this. If you are still in the process of improving your Shopify store, I highly recommend you to check this video next on my YouTube channel. In this video, I show you how to customize your product pages. Remember, your product pages are the most important pages on your Shopify store. This is where your customers actually are going to decide whether to buy your product or not. So this video is perfect for you if you are looking to increase your store conversion rate and increase your sales. See you there. Bye bye.